Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we discuss all things financial literacy. It's been a little over 1 year since I dropped my video showing you how to get all 3 of your FICO 8 credit scores for free. In that video, I explained how to access your Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion FICO scores without having to pay for any subscriptions. However, at the time, the only way to view your TransUnion FICO 8 score for free was if you had an open Bank of America, Barclays, or Discover credit card. Now, recently things have changed. News broke around April of 2025, and now I'm happy to say that Capital One provides access to your TransUnion FICO Score 8 along with your credit report without affecting your credit score. This will be available through CreditWise. Anyone over the age of 18 in the US with a social and a TransUnion credit report, even if they are not a Capital One customer, can access this. And if you've ever been confused by CreditKarma showing you one score and lenders showing you a completely different one, then this video is for you. So let's jump right into it. Now let's start by recapping what I mentioned in my previous video, the difference between a FICO score and a Vantage score. So if you've ever logged into CreditKarma and saw that your score was a 700 and something, but then when you apply for a loan or a credit card, you get completely rejected. Well, I've been there, I've done that. And the number that you see on CreditKarma is based on your Vantage scoring model. This is a scoring model that was created by the 3 major credit bureaus. It's not your FICO score, and most lenders don't use Vantage. In fact, over 90% of major lending decisions in the US still rely on your FICO score, especially your FICO Score 8, which is the most widely used version as of today. Now, I have another video I did a few months ago where I talked about an updated FICO score, but in that video, I went through every single FICO scoring model that is out, or at least was out at the time of recording that video, but I believe that there are no new models since then, so that information is still relevant. So if you want an in-depth review on literally every single FICO scoring model and an explanation of how they work and what they cover, I highly recommend that you watch that video. So understand that CreditKarma is still showing you a credit score. It's just showing you a different credit scoring model that banks often don't use. What matters most for real world approvals is your FICO 8 score and then the other FICO scoring models that are used. Now let me show you how to actually find those real FICO scores for all 3 major credit bureaus in 2025 without paying for any subscriptions. Now before we go to the first site, I also want to talk about annualcreditreport.com because this is the only source for your free credit report that's authorized by the federal government. Now, with this report, it does not show you a FICO score. However, what it does give you is an in-depth report of all of your accounts and all the information that you need if you were disputing or you were just trying to check your report to make sure everything was accurate. You get free weekly online credit reports that are available from Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Just like the website implies, it used to be an annual credit report. You would get 1 free per year. So while you can still get this weekly, I highly recommend that you take advantage of it. It's a very good way that you can keep up with your reports and make sure everything is accurate. I personally download 1 free report every single Sunday. Now, with that being said, let's actually walk through how you can see your FICO 8 scores for free. So currently at this time, we are on Experian.com. You can get your free credit report and check your Experian FICO score just by signing up for this account. You don't need to use a credit card. All you have to do is just sign up with your personal information and you'll be able to see your FICO 8 score. And if we scroll down here to the FAQs and we look at how to check your credit report for free, it says pretty much the same things that we just went over. You can access your free Experian credit report at any time by signing up for a free Experian account, and you can request annual credit reports for free from each of the 3 major credit agencies with annualcreditreport.com, but it also lets you know that credit reports do not include your credit score, but with an Experian account, you get access to your Experian credit report as well as your FICO score, which is why I want you to know the difference between that and, of course, CreditKarma, because this is the way that you want to get your score going forward. I also want to mention very quick, you can download the app from the App Store or the Google Store and just keep it on your phone. You don't really need to sign up online, but it's just easier for me to show it this way. But I highly recommend just downloading the app and then just putting it into a folder folder that's going to be like credit or credit scores or something like that. That'll be way easier than trying to always log on online. Now, we are currently on myfico.com. So yes, this is the website, the creator of your FICO score, and they're going to give you your free FICO score from Equifax. And right here lets you know on the website, you get your free FICO score straight from the people that created it, plus your free Equifax credit monitoring and a free Equifax credit report every month. No credit card is required. And if you go to compare plans, then it'll show you all of the plans that are offered. Now, they do have plans that are paid for that show you how to get your other FICO scores. But again, we know now we don't have to pay for any of them. Now, with this one, you do get the FICO score update once a month. But here's the cool thing about My FICO. If there are any changes in your FICO score with Equifax, like say, for example, you pay down your utilization from 30% down to 10%, you will still be updated. So even though it says once a month, I get multiple updates from My FICO periodically throughout the month all the time. So if anything changes, they will update you, which is pretty cool because it's just like having a subscription. And just like the previous one, highly recommend that you go ahead and download the app. You also get your Equifax report. Now, you can just create an account with Equifax. I recommend that. You can also get the report from annualcreditreport.com once a week, but just know that you can also get your Equifax credit report for free with My FICO as well. And last but not least, we have CapitalOne CreditWise. Now, you can actually just search CreditWise or Capital One through Google, and you're going to find this. They have a brand new app that you can download too. It's going to say CapitalOne CreditWise. And again, you can set this up for free. And they let you know now to check your TransUnion credit report and FICO score 8 for free without affecting your credit. So currently I'm on the CapitalOne CreditWise FAQ page, and I'm just going to take a look at the FICO 8. So it says, what should I expect to see when my account updates? Because again, this is actually fairly new. This just changed. You should expect to see your FICO score 8 in place of where your Vantage 3.0 score was before. We also made updates to certain features like the CreditWise Credit Simulator, which is pretty cool. I talk about the simulator all the time on Experian. In fact, I might even log in and just take a look at it now. Do note that you may notice some minor changes to CreditWise terms and conditions as part of the FICO score update. Log in to see the version of the terms and conditions that applies to your account. Your continued use of CreditWise represents your agreement to updated terms and conditions. So let's actually log in and take a look at this one and see what's changed. So I am logged into my CapitalOne CreditWise account. And as you guys could see, they still have my account charged off, my old Quicksilver One card that I had with Capital One. But score is 810 exceptional. So there you go. But I can check my FICO score. Let's see what other details that they actually have here. And again, this is my first time ever using this. I have not used this new one before, but it looks like I can check my TransUnion credit report, but that's not really important to me. I was curious about this credit simulator though. Experian has this, but you have to pay for it. If your credit score goes through some sort of change, exactly how it'll affect your score. So it can actually show you if your score will increase. So let's say I pay my bills on time. So my score is at 810 right now. It says if I pay my bills on time for, let's say, the next 24 months, it's going to simulate my score. I'll be at an 825 just for paying my bills on time for the next 24 months. Let's see what 12 months would do. I want to see shorter time frames. I'm 820 after a year. So, I mean, wow, only 5 more points for 2 years. 6 months, 15. Okay. So, I mean, if we really take a look at this, I'll be very close to getting to an 850 if I just pay my bills on time for the next 2 years. That's not bad at all. Let's say make regular credit card payments. It says I can make between $1 and $855. Let's see if I make for the next year at least, let's say, I don't know, $25, and let's simulate. Same thing. It seems like it doesn't change even if I made credit card payments or not. Let's see what happens if I age my credit report. And I age my credit report by 24 months. Will that make any other difference? So it looks like if I just age my report, then I get an additional 5 points. But when I actually paid my credit card on time, I got an additional 10 points after 2 years. Let's see what would happen if I did a credit limit increase really quick. And let's say I did a 25,000 credit limit increase. What would that do to my score? And as you guys can see, credit limit increase does nothing to your score. I mentioned this in a few other videos. Once your credit score gets to a certain height, The only thing that will make your score move is age. Like, you just have to let your credit age at that point. It doesn't matter how many credit cards you get or how well you pay. It just takes time. Let's take a look at if I were to take out a mortgage, what would that do to my score? And let's be realistic. Let's do $1 million mortgage. My score stays the same for taking out $1 million mortgage. So, and if I were to forget to pay my bill, what would that do? I'm sure that we already know exactly what would happen if I forgot to pay a bill. Drop by 85 points. So this is actually pretty cool. The fact that you have this for free is awesome, because I'm telling you, I use this all the time for Experian, and it's fairly accurate. Like, it lets me know when I'm going to get to certain levels at certain times if my credit was to age. So if you have Experian and you're paying for that, highly recommend that you check out the simulator. And this is really not bad, especially with this being free. All right, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I was really excited about this. I was actually supposed to be recording a completely different video, but when I got the email about this, I had to drop what I was doing, because as insignificant as this might seem, a lot of people often ask me about FICO scores and how to see them for free, or they often confuse their Vantage score with their FICO score. And it's just, this is an easy way to make this, show you guys exactly what it is, show you guys exactly how to find it. And this is awesome. I recommend downloading all 3 of these apps right away, putting them in one folder or one place, and then just using this constantly to track your FICO 8 scores for free. And don't use CreditKarma anymore if you currently have that, because you don't need it at this point. You can get your reports from freeannualcreditreport.com. You can get your report from these 3 sources, and you don't need your Vantage score at all. So you might as well just download these 3 apps and completely delete CreditKarma from your phone. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video, and you guys have a wonderful day.